Hi! Yes, it's another 5 by 5 by 5 for August. August. Yeah, August. Also, we are going to have Miskel. Yes, singer, songwriter. He's one of the greatest singer-songwriters I know. And he just hangs out and sings and songwrites all by himself, and he sometimes comes out and shares. Well, now he's going to share. We shot this last time in October, but he's coming out now. He was there then, but now he's now. Wait. I'm stuck. It's a break up. There we go.
Hello, 5 by 5ers. My name is Patrick Miskel. I thank John Lido so much for this wonderful forum.
Endless screw to
We also have Phil Taggart. He was in the archives last time. He was screaming and yelling about something. I don't know, poetry, artistic stuff. But now he has a film. Well, he's always been a filmmaker, but now he has a new film. The one he made just for the 5 by 5 by 5. Well, not actually, it's for his book, but we're just going to claim that anyway. Thanks, Phil Taggart. He's got a lovely wife named Marcia, who is also a poet. Very good poet. Matter of fact, we need her on the show.
I walked around the block twice today. Still ankle pain, but it's getting better. We oldies talk a lot about our failing health. It seems a common trope. I circled the block twice yesterday, but it hurt more. Recently discussed with a friend white Jesus nationalist, an impartial judiciary. Just another myth, I guess. The outgoing president says he's not going. Starts firing professionals at the Pentagon, replaces them with the faithful. Should I be worried? Physical therapy is making a difference. I do want to walk again. A few days back, at the door of a Main Street shop, I stopped, peered in, 8 people, close together, no masks. Guess those folks are free. Stretch my ankle when I get home. It hurts a little. My ankle is much better today. Took a longer walk over uneven ground. Am getting stronger. A white Jesus nationalist challenges me. He says, Merry Christmas. COVID-19 stenciled on his white pickup. Red and white trim his holiday house. Around the block again, am getting past the shambling. My balance is returning. My feet do scrape the ground towards the end of the walk. The only blue on the house is a Trump flag. Still up, no mask. A pandemic party watches football loudly in the garage. I walk barefoot around the house until it hurts, trying to stretch the tendon to workable. Back off when the pain comes. About a month ago, the SWAT team showed to the red and white house. An altercation with another red and white house. Yes, there were guns. I try to remain patient. It's slow coming back, but I'm not ready to pack it in quite yet. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We're in bed early, New Year's Eve, ready for 2020 to end. Awake at midnight, mostly gunshots fill the air. The rain stops, out the door walking, a drizzle really, sidewalk, gray, mottled, shiny. Ankle still hurts, can walk farther now, have to, don't want my muscles to stop. Strength training, I call it. The U.S. Capitol is invaded. Angry white folks trash the place, steal what they can. The circus came home. New shoes help, a balance between support and freedom. My ankle moves, protected, around the block again. 2 weeks later, inauguration, armed troops line the route, riot fence topped with razor wire. Hope is a poet praying unity. At the top of the hill, I turn left, peer over the Oxnard Plain. Walking home, push my ankle, my heart. Yeah, it hurts. I hear it's snowing in Santa Paula.
Also, we have Billy Baptiste. Yes, another singer-songwriter. He writes very nice songs, just like everybody else. He's going to sing us one, and he's just a nice guy. But I always say everybody's a nice guy because they're just nice guys. He's a father, and he's also a Billy Baptiste. Baptiste! Baptiste!
Petals Fall Fears. Petals fall fiercely to the ground, plowed through the soil, born to the sound, whilst the scowling sky where we would waller would take all the flowers of our desires, of our desires. Thick as the mud on my boot, perjurious to a lying mute, fire at the foot of the mountain. Frozen Lake Mesa's torrent Louisa, what I wouldn't give for some flint and some kisses, flaking the Florida leaves, swelling the swelter, brushing the lace off an old Irish wake. Day by day, thick as the mud on my boot, perjurious to a lying mute, fire at the foot of a mountain. Born to it by a pile driver, put up posts, stringing the lyre, whilst the scowling sky where I would salute her sing the flyers. Line the sky wheeling, carve up that mutton. Flat iron spigot, born out the mountain. While I at that, I play that way. A cap in the coup, ledger domain, ledger domain. Thick as the mud on my boot, perjurious to a lying fire at the foot of a mountain. Petals fall Thank you, John White. 5 by 5 by 5.
We are also going to have Narci Lee. She makes her own clothes. You might have seen her in last October when she did a dance piece. She's a dancer, and she's also a storyteller. And she's going to tell us a story. A nice story. I've heard it, but you get to hear it too. Here it comes. Here it comes. Narci Lee with an intro by her hubby, who is just her hubby. Not just a hubby. He's more than that. Come on, hubby.
You. Narci Lee, moth rehearsal, take 11.
Yeah. It's me again. I'm going to tell you a story about George. My first insignificant relationship. You know the deal. 20-something-year-old gal meets funny, handsome 20-something-year-old guy who makes her feel really, really special. And the sex? It was okay. And back in the 80s, okay was pretty damn good for a woman. George and I should have ended after 6 months, but the relationship went on for 5 years. He was that old pair of sneaks that I just couldn't bring myself to throw out. In the summer, one summer, deep into our relationship, George wanted to take me out for a do-or-die romantic meal. The relationship was on the line and both of us knew it. And in a desperate attempt for romance, he took me to the Inn of the Seventh Ray. Ladies, it was on that night. Candlelight, waterfall, mediocre overpriced food, and all the ambiance you could possibly want. He reached his goal that night, and I was swept up in George's romantic tornado. The evening ended in a sweaty heap on my bed, and as I dozed off in my romantic haze, George panicked, shot up in bed immediately. He woke to the sound of his piece of shit broken down Datsun 240Z engine turning over. Believe it or not, that car was his dream car. He jumped out of bed and yelling and screaming, he ran around the apartment trying to get his clothes on and yelled at me for the keys to my Mazda, which, by the way, is not such a great in-pursuit kind of car. He said, I got to go catch those guys. I said, we got to call the cops. He said, it's going to be too late. We can't call the cops. I got to catch those guys and get my car back. And besides, I don't have insurance. As he ran down those stairs, I just laughed to myself because George, he was very predictable in his irresponsibility. I paced I paced in that apartment all by myself. I felt sick to my stomach. I couldn't call the cops because that bastard didn't have insurance. I was so terrified, and it was so quiet, so quiet. And then I screamed out loud when George burst through the door. Huge triumphant smile on his face. He looked at me and said, come on, we got to go get your car right now. And I ran down those steps and saw there was his Datsun 240Z sitting right there. He said a miracle happened tonight. We jumped in the car and he explained that after he left, he went driving down Ventura Boulevard, cruising back and forth, looking for them. And then he caught his first break. They couldn't get the lights on, and for the first time ever, George was thrilled they hadn't done any repairs to the car. He got up right behind him and started honking the horn. He honked the horn the whole time, and they flew through red lights on the boulevard. No cops. Then he told me he got his second break. They made a turn down a dead-end street. He followed them all the way to the end, and when they got to the end, they had nowhere to go. He looked in the glove compartment and grabbed a screwdriver, and screaming and yelling and swinging that screwdriver in the air was enough to get those amateur thieves away from his car. They walked, they said they didn't want any trouble, and he jumped in his car and came home. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the story. We were on our way back, and I was nervous about my car. He promised that they wouldn't do any damage, and we'd get there as soon as we could. We were driving along, and George was pounding on that steering wheel, so happy. I looked down in that car and saw a brown bag. A brown bag that I didn't have enough courage to look into. I looked over at George and said, is this your brown bag? And he said, no. Stepped on the brakes, we pulled over, he grabbed that bag, and we both looked at each other. He opened that bag, it was filled with cash. Loose cash. They had robbed the place before they came to steal George's baby. Now George was like a crazy person saying, I got my car back, we got your car back, and I made some money tonight. Woo! What a night! Me, I was sick to my stomach. I couldn't get over it, but I was glad when we got home and there was no trouble to be seen. George, after all that good news, lulled him right to sleep. Me, I paced. I paced and paced again, just panicked. I paced and paced. And then all of a sudden, a car cruises down the street. I didn't say anything. Same car, cruises back again. I woke George up. I said, they're back. They're back. And he grabbed a baseball bat. He stepped out onto that second-story deck like he was a warrior, a stupid warrior. Stepped out there and said, step away from the car, I'll beat your head open. They said, man, we don't want your car. We're back for our money. He said, fuck you, that's my money now. You lost that money. The guy said, we want our money. That's what's fair. And George was going to keep that money. I'm jumping up and down inside my apartment saying, I live here. I want to feel safe. I can't live somewhere and they keep coming back for their money. You better give them that money. He was so mad at me. He went out there and threw that money at him and said, you better get away from that car forever. He came back inside. He goes, I got my car back. I got your car back. I almost made a bag of cash. Damn. It was so close to being my perfect night. George. Thanks.
This time, we have Kevin Carmen. You saw him before. In an interview, he was talking about all sorts of fun stuff. Podcasts and his shows and everything. He's an artsy guy. But now, he's going to perform one of his pieces. He's just a regular poet, artist, performance kind of guy. I really hope you enjoy him, and I hope you clap. You better clap. I'll be listening.
Well, digging deep in the heart of relaxing, working so hard I forgot to be asking the question that's right on the tip of my tongue. Is the hope that I live for about to be hung? Choked on a rope and thrown out with the dung. I'm scared to ask it, I'm scared to run. I'm scared to think of the things that I've done. I'm scared of living without anyone, without that beautiful feeling I love. On sun-silvered beaches I'm drawn to distraction, lost to the will and desire for action, lost to the pressure of standing up tall, lost to the logic and sense of it all. I'm scared to do it, I'm scared to try. I'm scared of living outside of the lie, outside of the darkness that covers the light, outside of everything seen with my eyes. The sun is the moon and the moon is the sun, rotating softly around everyone. It burns in the east and it burns in the west. It burns on the parts of your skin I like best. I'm burning with fire, it's out of control. It's burning my heart and it's burning my soul. Burning the memory, keeping me here. Burning the rest and the last of my fear. The sun is the moon and the moon is the sun, rotating softly around everyone. The sun is the moon and the moon is the sun, rotating softly around everyone. The sun is the moon and the moon is the sun, rotating softly around everyone. The sun is the moon and the moon is the sun.
Well, that was the end of our 5x5. I hope you enjoyed it. You better enjoy it because I took all this effort to stand in front of you and intro it and exit it. Maybe next time I'll do a little piece. I'll do a little poem or something. I got things to say. Something about the earth and the way it's been interacting Well, actually, the Earth is okay. It's the people on it that I'm having a little trouble with. I don't understand them. What is with all the war? What is with all the hate? I don't understand it. What happened to that nice guy who says peace and understanding? Well, we'll see about that. Anyway, thanks and bye.